What's going on, guys? Welcome to the We the People podcast. Here with Brad DeMint, Carlos Rojas, Frank the Bank. We are ready to roll. Man, we got a good episode for you guys today. Bobby Kennedy gives us a lesson in real estate in America for the past 2 years so you guys can kind of like see what has been happening. Obama helps Trump's campaign. You want to see that?
What?
Yep, you want to see that. 2019, Kamala stating that we need to take the police out of schools. We got a video for you showing you the type of mindset this woman had, at least back then. Hopefully she's changed it by now, but who knows? Because we don't know what's going on over there. The Tate brothers get arrested again. Whoa. Why do I keep doing this? Close. All right. And then we got Matt Walsh, the creator of the movie What is a Woman, that tries to enter the DNC. And you got to watch what happens, guys. Trump gives his opinion on pronouns. He was asked straight up about Kamala Harris's pronouns on her page. And Trump just, man, you want to see this too. And Mark Zuckerberg opens up about the pressure he received from the Biden campaign. All of that and more coming up in the We the People podcast. Let's go. How's it going, everybody? This is We the People. Let's talk. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the rates. It looks like in a week, nothing moved. Everything stayed the same, according to Google. Frank, what you got for us?
Lies, all lies. Gotta love this section, Carlos. The rates are not 7.09%, guys. You're in the low sixes conventionally with no points. You're at, get this, 5% down, 5% right now, 30-year fixed conventional. You're going to pay a point or two for that. Or you can have like 6% and probably pay no points on conventional. You want government? This close on FHA and VA, I'm willing to bet before our third podcast from today, I'm going to announce that rates are in the fours. That's what I'm willing to bet.
I like it.
And when we do, we're cracking cervezas here on We the People.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's it. But that's true, guys. Just don't believe the stupid shit on Google because it's not true. The rates are way lower than what they say they are. How do you figure it out? Contact frankthebank.com.
That's right.
Find my info in the description of the show. Like and share the show, and we'll get you those low rates.
All righty. Frank, you said you wanted to talk about the reverse mortgage?
Yeah, listen, it's so near and dear to my heart. And literally walking up the steps to our studio today, I had somebody message me and say, hey, do you do HECMs? And a HECM, a lot of people don't know the word for this, HECM, home equity conversion mortgage. I don't even call it that, but that's what a reverse mortgage is. And I just want to take 30 seconds to reiterate to anybody, we all are suffering from inflation right now. We're all paying too much. If you are a homeowner and you are over 60 years old, really 62, but as long as one of you or your husband or wife is over 62, you could qualify for a reverse mortgage. And even yesterday, even this afternoon when I talked to the guy on the phone, they said, this is a perfect program for me, but I don't want to lose my house. So still to this day is a stigma that you're going to lose your house in a reverse mortgage. Guys, please, you don't lose your house. A reverse mortgage is a regular mortgage. You can sell, you can refi, you can leave it to your kids. You will can never lose your house ever again on a reverse mortgage if it was taken out since 2014. Yeah. All I ask you to do, go to reverseguru.com. Reverseguru.com answers all the questions in black and white in writing. We'll use Brad over here for the title. If you would like to do one, so you're going to get a great deal. And let's say you want to buy a new house and you don't want to make a mortgage payment for the rest of your life. Well, then you're going to talk to Carlos because you're going to sell that other house with him. And we're going to use the money to put down about half on the new house. You're going to keep half and you're going to have no payment for the rest of your life. Reverseguru.com.
That's right. All right. You heard it first here from Frank the Bank. Guys, so we're going to get into politics right away, but the first two sections are going to be mixed with real estate.
Okay.
You're going to love this too. So the first one is just a pro tip from Bobby Kennedy, real estate lesson. Let's go ahead and take a listen here.
Bobby,
the average home in our country 2 years ago was $215,000. Today it's $400,000. Yeah. And so kids today, like your kids and my kids, are never going to buy a home. There's three big companies, BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard. These are the biggest companies. Those three companies own 88% of the S&P 500. Wow. So they basically just own everything. And now what they've decided is...
Frank, do you know what the S&P 500 is?
Yeah, Standard & Poor's 500 top companies in America. It's the 500.
So they own 80% of the top performing
I've
companies in America?
I've never heard that, but maybe they own, maybe they're large shareholders because those are private equity firms, so they're probably large shareholders in each of those companies. Like the companies in there is like Google, Pepsi, Coke, things like that. The top 500 largest, best growing companies in America.
Wow.
So it's pretty interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Scary.
They want to own every single family home in our country. Klaus Schwab says, famously, he says, under the Great Reset, you will own nothing, but you will be happy. They pay nothing for money. Their credit is so impeccable.
Oh, I see. They have like a 900.
Yeah. So they got the better than the best credit rating.
But isn't that like privatized communism or something? That's what it feels like.
Well, yeah, it's like socialism for the rich, and this is barbaric, merciless, ruthless, savage capitalism for the poor.
All right. So what does that make you think about right there, Brett? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I am one of the young guys that, houses have been so expensive in this whole market, right? So, but I really think that we just need to help people make more money, right? And then Trump economy, that was what was happening, right? Home prices were high in a Trump economy, but people were able to afford them, right? Yeah. So I think that's one of the big things we need to think on when it comes to that is how can we create more jobs, create more opportunities to make Americans make more money? And, and really a better real estate market will help that, right? Lower interest rates will help that. And, and that's one of my favorite podcasts right there that he was on. Theo Vaughn is one of my favorite people to listen to. And, he's like a real funny comedian, but he's right. I mean, it really is like private communism, right? So that was a good line by Theo right there.
Total oxymoron.
What do you think, Frank?
Private communism, capitalistic communism. It's like a total oxymoron.
Exactly.
But you guys, you got to go back to what Strauss said and to understand what he meant. He said, "My God, that thunder is unreal, bro."
Yeah,
it's like
I wonder if anyone can hear
I don't
that.
think people.
All I know is these guys conduct electricity. Me,
All
I
right.
don't know.
We're back at the show, guys. Sorry, we had a disconnection with the lightning here that hit and everything shut off.
Frank jinxed it a little bit. He talked about the lightning, and the next thing you know, the whole screen goes black.
Right.
We're like,
Right.
What the fuck was that?
Okay, so we were talking about the Bobby Kennedy video.
Yeah.
And just basically, all right,
Communism.
Frank, you were talking about it specifically.
He was talking about like capitalistic communism, which is a total oxymoron. Basically, the communists or people on the left that are hard left, okay, not everybody, they think that he was saying, Strauss was saying, oh, no, everybody will be happy because you won't own anything, right? And I could see how some people would think, especially if you don't have a lot or anything like that, and maybe you don't want to work hard to have a lot, you're like, oh, it'd be nice if the government would just give me a house and food and a cell phone and things like that. I mean, on the surface, you're like, this is good, but where's your ambition? What do you do? Where are you going to go? Are you going to go on vacations? No. Are you going to travel the world? No. Are you going to be able to provide nice things for your kids? No. You're going to be going to the public facility for everying. Is that what you want? You want government cheese?
That's not what we want at all.
No.
That's called communism, and here's what's wrong with it. If you have a leader that will do it right, somebody as good as Jesus Christ, it might work, But that's not how it works.
That's an anomaly.
You never have that, right? You always have a human being that wants power over everything. And if we give that human being, that one leader, all the power of the world or that organization or that system, that much power over us, they're going to fail us, just like every communist country has. And let me tell you, I see right through that right there. The answer,
You would know.
the answer to all of my, madness in terms of, the division in this country, the future of this country, what's coming for our kids. The answer to all of that always ends up when I dig deep in the rabbit hole. It's always with those people, the Black Rocks and the, those billionaires that are behind everything that's happening in this country right now.
Yep.
And I think that Americans need to look at what Bobby Kennedy said right there very seriously, because it's not about Republican or Democrat or anything like that. It's about separating us, dividing us, so that they can have control over things, so that they can buy all the real estate, so that they can own everything and we own nothing, which is a horrible idea. It may sound beautiful and cute. You know what? Communism sounds really good.
Oh, it's so
when
pretty.
you think about it. And it's not, guys. Like, open your eyes to that. This is why we believe, or at least I believe, Trump will fix all of that. Trump has an agenda that is completely separate from that, and he's actually the one that can put a stop to all of that. We do not want one world leader, one world power. We don't want the 2030 agenda. It's all about just controlling everything, controlling prices, controlling our weapons, taking the guns away. It's just completely non-American, and it's already happening in a lot of countries. You may already see it in Europe right now. And our next segment here, the Colorado gang issue. Have you guys heard of this?
I saw this where the guys running the holes.
All right,
Did you see it, Brad?
Well,
I haven't seen it. No, it was the
well,
first time.
this
We got to
is
see Brad's real reaction.
this is what happens when you allow things like that agenda to run through.
This week, we told you Aurora Police would be partnering with both the Colorado State Patrol and Colorado Bureau of Investigation to create a new task force aimed at dealing with the migrant gang problem. There have been shootings, other violent crimes, and apartment complexes reportedly taken over by a Venezuelan gang called Tren de Aragua, or TDA for short. Mayor Kaufman says the problem is when Venezuelans come across the southern U.S. border, the U.S. can't get their criminal backgrounds like they can with migrants from other countries. That means some violent criminals are settling here. But the question is, why do the problems seem more prevalent in Aurora than other parts of the metro area like Denver?
The reason why I think the focus is on us right now is that, we've had some buildings that were fairly run down in pretty much the northwest part of the city. It seems like the pattern is out of state, I use the term slumlords, where I think what occurred is in the state legislature, they appropriated $2.5 million to give to nonprofits, and I think I want to find out how much the city of Aurora, the nonprofits of the city of Aurora got.
We also talked about the city's newly named police chief and whether or not Aurora is a safe place right now. You can catch that full conversation on Colorado Point of View Saturday night at 7:30 and again Sunday morning at 7:30.
That's about it.
So that's where my cousin lives.
Really?
My cousin lives
Oh,
in
you
Aurora.
we need to hear about
That's
this from
not
somebody
a
that lives
shitty
there.
spot.
It's not. So these gang members were released from Venezuela's prisons, and they're running the show over there. So it all started with a landlord that basically wasn't getting paid. And when he reached out to the tenants were like, we had to pay the gang members because
Oh, no.
right. So that landlord brought it up to the feds. The police couldn't do anything about it. They basically had possession of the whole apartment complex. And what they found out is that it wasn't just that one. There's multiple apartment complexes. So
what are they going to do about it?
well,
All right, let's fire the police.
to me, it's as simple as let's get a bunch of police and FBI and everybody's SWAT teams and let's go, like clean up.
That's
like, dude, you got to nip this
Bro,
in
it
the
takes
bud.
one SWAT team. That's all it takes.
You got to nip this in the bud. This is something that would have never happened under Trump, and I blame the Biden administration for this. I blame the fact that the fronteras, forgot the name right now, is wide open. The border is wide open. Anybody's coming in, and again, it's not about the good people that are coming in. It's all the bad people that are coming in, where things like this is happening in our United States. We need to clean this up ASAP. I know that Trump would jump on this right away because this is a big problem. And it makes America look, weak and bad. We cannot allow gang members to take over apartment complexes. Can you imagine that happening here? As a realtor, like all of a sudden I'm getting pressured by a gang member. I just can't.
Crazy.
I know what you would do.
Yeah.
There would
it's
there
not
would
happening.
be no gang.
It's not happening in Texas.
Second Amendment's great.
That's
right.
Right.
You'd be standing your ground, baby.
Yeah. So next up, we got Obama. He helps the Trump administration. That's right. Let's find out how.
Trump just used Obama's DNC speech for a campaign ad.
We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I thought about that when I heard him say that, actually. It was funny. When he said, we don't need 4 more years of this, and I was like, oh, Trump right there. He said the sequel's worse, right? I was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, the sequel's
going to be worse.
Well, who's he talking about there? I mean, Biden was the president, right?
It is so
He was
crazy.
talking about Bush, which is funny.
There's some
they're
things
talking about
that everything that the Democrats just
was
talk
it?
about that
Okay,
is
you're
that
right.
is that is going on wrong with this country. As soon as they open their mouth that everything that's going on wrong, the division, this and that, look in the mirror because this is your fault. I mean, you've been in charge for the last 3 years, so everything that's going on wrong, Trump is just grabbing those clips and putting his message at the end. My name is Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
I love
Beautiful.
it. That was so easy. And so you're right, Brad. I think that must have been at the DNC.
Yeah.
Is that when that was?
Yeah. Well, that was at the DNC, and I remember when he said the thing about the sequel because I immediately thought, well, I mean, dude, you're trying to get somebody reelected that just was president. I mean, that's a sequel too, right? Yeah. But I mean, really, and I know you guys talked about the DNC a little bit last week, right? Or did you talk about it at all?
A little bit.
Yeah, we got a little more today.
You know, my biggest takeaway is that they don't have any policy. It's just they want to attack Trump. I think every single speaker went up there and attacked Trump. It was the craziest
I'm
thing.
pretty sure it was about 95% just bad-mouthing Trump, emotional speaking. My family went through this. I went through that. It was all based on race again. Feminism again, just nothing that had anything to do with policies. I was waiting and waiting. I want to hear the policies. Nothing that had to do with policies. Meanwhile, Trump is talking about policy. And now, when the Democrats speak a little bit about policy, they sound like they're copying Trump's ideas.
Because they are.
Right.
Kamala says she's going to build a border now or what? Or
Yeah.
you hear about that?
So I haven't caught it. Tell us about that, Brad,
I don't know too much about it
briefly.
either. I just read a little bit about it. And, you know, I don't believe everything on the internet. But apparently she's saying that she wants to build a wall now. But,
Right.
I mean, who was
Right.
over here blocking it when Trump was trying to do it?
Right.
So.
I didn't hear the wall part, but
I heard it.
I did hear her talk about that we got to do something in the border. She also copied the tips idea to not to not tax the tips.
Copy Kamala.
Right, which they did that. They started it. You know, they're the ones that are trying to take the money away from people. So it's kind of like,
what do you think is going to happen in the debate? When they get in the debate and she tries to say something about the border wall or tips or something, like obviously Trump's going to call her out.
how many interviews has Trump done in this last
every
week?
day.
I've seen about 10 different podcasts that he's done. He's everywhere talking to people. And podcast, dude, like right here, right now.
Yeah.
I can tell when you're lying on a podcast. It's different.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to say that Trump never lies. You know, he probably lies about his, what do you call it?
His handicap?
No, he just, sometimes he does like this little white lies to make himself look even bigger.
Yeah.
Which is like the normal thing in him. But when it comes to policies and where the country is, I don't see any lie in there at all. You know, he's very like, yeah, I'm the best at this. I've never seen anything like this, you know, stuff like that. Like, but outside of that, you know, I don't see any lies in terms of policies or anything like that. Now, Kamala, dude, she's not doing any podcasts. So that tells me already a lot. You know, the fact that you're not sitting in interviews, you're not talking policies. The only people that you sit down with are people that are, that are basically that they agree with what you agree on.
Yeah.
So
On the same page.
there's nobody fighting her on anything that she talks on. And every time that she does anything big, she involves big name artists, you know, Hollywood, and
celebrities.
so, right. And you know, none of these people are doing this for free. I mean, celebrities don't do nothing for free.
No.
So just an eye opener right there. And talking about the DNC, Matt Walsh, the creator of What is a Woman, tries to enter the DNC. Let's watch what happens.
Oh, I love this guy.
So I've been requested to escort you out and ask you to leave. Okay. And in the process, we're going to need your wristbands back as well.
Yeah, why?
They have to do what?
Why are they kicking me out?
The people running the event is requesting that. So this is an event run by the organization, and they want you out.
Well, they didn't give a reason?
What was that?
They didn't give a reason?
They don't need to give me a reason.
All right, I wasn't causing a scene. I was being very friendly.
Let's go ahead, escort them out.
I got I got the T-shirt for the event.
I understand.
So, all right.
You have to leave the premises.
So we're able to come back tomorrow, or is this a one-day thing? I'm going to defund the police until they're calling the police, huh?
All right, guys. They're requesting you don't come back for the rest of the week at this location, all right?
For the whole week?
The whole week.
And they didn't say what I did wrong?
They don't need to. All right. Have a good day. Please don't come back.
Wow.
So last week we saw a video of the Venezuelan Edwin that could not enter the DNC.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a big wall surrounding it.
And you had
protecting
to
the
have
DNC.
ID.
You got to have ID. You got to have credentials. You got to have paperwork. You got to apply. I mean, a bunch of things to be able to attend this. Now we have an American citizen that did all the work, and he's about to get in. And because the Democratic Party disagrees with most of his ideas and what he says, they don't want him in. Why am I playing this video? Dude, this is an eye-opener for me. Tell me what Democrat is not allowed in a Republican convention or anything. They allow anybody to go in there.
They
Come
welcome
in.
them.
Welcome, ask us questions. But when it comes to the other way around, oh man, they're shutting it down. They do not want them to be part of it. It's all about having control of what is released and what is talked about after, we do this event.
What's another word for that? Censorship?
Communism?
Censorship?
Maybe? What do you think, Brad?
I mean, it is kind of censorship.
You've been to a lot of the RNC events, and you've been to the Young Republican things. Have you ever seen anything like this?
I mean, we're not kicking. I mean, we don't even. I've seen Democrats show up to events and people don't even kick them out, right?
No,
but
right.
I
What's
think
the
that.
point?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's because they can't argue their opinion, though.
Right.
I think that's one of the reasons why. So if they see, was that guy a Trump supporter trying to get in there? Is that what they're showing?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Okay. Yeah. That's why. I mean, they're so afraid. Look at the debate and look at how Kamala's been ducking the media, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I think that they just. I mean, have you seen? I think this would be a good thing to put up there too, but we obviously don't have it. But I just watched a video yesterday of everyone asking what Kamala's greatest accomplishments were in the last 4 years, and you should see these Democrats' answers and how they answer it. They're like, "Well, she's a woman and she's black, and they don't have. There's like nobody could say anything."
I'm actually not sure if she's either one of those.
I know.
I'm not sure.
Hey, we saw Big Mike out there. Big Mike was, he's been working out. But
I went. Oops.
Dang, I keep doing that. And the thunder went.
And the thunder went.
That was crazy, guys.
I'm
That
going to
was
have
crazy.
to glue this
I know.
table down.
I forget that I can't push down on this when we're doing that.
I'll fix it. No
I'm
worries.
passionate about it, guys. I'm passionate.
So I went this Monday. I went to El Bravo supermarket right there in Hillsborough.
Yeah.
And I started interviewing all the Latin people.
Yeah.
About who they're gonna vote for, Trump or Kamala.
What happened?
19-4 Trump.
Whoa.
All day.
Oh, but I thought Kamala had the Spanish vote.
And then I went into each businesses that were on that side, and I just started asking every business person, and every business person, any owner or anybody else working, the barbers, the people at Cricket, just any small businesses who went into a fashion store, everybody, Trump, 100%. There was this one barbershop. It was the most funniest thing. I went into this barbershop called Money's Barbershop, and as I'm walking in, I went to ask the question. The barber, said there was two barbers cutting two people's hairs.
Yeah.
That's all there was. One of them says Trump. The person getting his hair cut says Trump, and then I go into the other person that was getting his hair cut and he was a Latino, and he was getting his hair cut by a white guy. And he goes like, the Latino guy that's sitting, he says, Kamala, papi. And I'm like, why Kamala? And he goes like, just because it's time that a woman is in charge. We need a woman leader right now. It's about time that, they deserve power too. Oh. And I was like, so just because she's a woman? And he's like, yeah, just because she's a woman. And I just, I stayed right there. I didn't want to keep arguing. So then I go to the barber, and he's like, I'm going for Trump all day, and repeats the same thing that the other people said. The economy, man, we're struggling right now. Businesses are struggling, trying to survive right now. We need a better economy, and there's nobody better than Trump to do that. And as we leave, we're like, thank you very much. Thank you, guys. And we leave. Me and my friends are talking to each other like, we just heated up that whole place right now.
Oh, you did?
Like, I wish there's cameras there afterwards, because it's either going to be everybody quiet or somebody's going to be like, how the hell can you vote for Kamala just because she's a woman? It was, dude, it was
You know what the barber should have done? He should have put DJT in the back of the
my friend was saying, man, that barber had the power right there to say, one less voter for Kamala. With the razor blades.
Wait, so you and your friends just were going into different places asking who they're going to vote for?
Yeah.
You should have filmed that, man. You
I should have filmed.
You filmed that?
Yeah, I filmed the whole thing. Yeah.
Nice, man.
We had about 3 people that did it in English, but I want to have a good amount, so we're doing it again next week, and we're going to have more content for
You went into
us.
Cricket, too?
The Cricket store.
Cricket phone store? That's what I did before I did Title. I sold self. I was a store manager. I ran like 5 Cricket stores.
They both wanted Trump, too.
Nice.
Dude, really cool. All right, Tate brothers get arrested. Let's listen to this video right here.
Listen to me. I moved to Romania 10 years ago, and I found an amazing country full of beautiful people. And I told the whole world about Romania. If you mention the name Romania anywhere in the world, they'll say, Andrew Tate lives there, Andrew Tate lives there. I've done nothing but promote this country. I've done nothing but say fantastic things about Romania endlessly. And when I did this, people would say to me, if Romania is so nice, if it's so safe, it's so beautiful, why has it got such a bad reputation? And I said, well, there's probably a few bad actors, a few bad people who destroyed the entire reputation. Like the few fools at DCOT who just came along and told us that the mothers of our children are somehow human trafficked. I've been nice, I've been patient, I've played the game, I've respected the judiciary, I've gone to every appointment on time. But they bust in my house again, and now have come along saying there's 35 victims. You know, all 30 of those girls, 30 of them, have statements in our defense. 30 saying we've done absolutely nothing wrong. Two more are the mothers of our children, and 2 more have never even been to Romania, have never even been here. They just found random girls we knew in other countries and made them sign pieces of paper. This is a setup. It's absolutely disgusting. Fair play to that judge who saw through the bullshit and let us free. Okay. And also, one more thing, the media is complicit. All of you are. When they first threw us in fucking jail, when they first put us in there, you're all running around saying human trafficker. None of you said, where's the evidence? Where's the proof? Where's the pictures? Where's the videos? None. 3 years later, they do the same fucking bullshit. And you're all sitting there going, human trafficking. I'm not a human trafficker, clearly. If you human traffic someone, there is evidence. This is a setup, it's a stitch up. The 3 prosecutors at DCAL in my house, I said, why are you here? There's no case. They said, there's a case if we make one. This is a fucking setup. All of it is. And listen, quiet. I'm not talking to you, sir. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. This is a setup. It is done on purpose, and it is designed to come up with the most heinous possible crimes to slander our name. And every single Romanian citizen should be disgusted that they are spending millions of euros wasting their time trying to put innocent men in jail instead of fixing.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So.
Holy crap.
Listen, I really like Andrew. I think, I'm not here to say that he's a perfect man or any of that, craziness.
But no one is, right?
Right.
No.
but this man has been through enough. Come on now.
Yeah.
Like they keep putting him through all this stuff, and it reminds me of what they're putting Trump through in terms of the United States
lawfare
and how easily the government has been manipulated. I just wanted to put this video on just to put eyes on his situation, because it's just so unfair that the government can use the law the wrong way to guilt somebody into something. Now, obviously, we don't have all the details of these cases or anything like that, but enough has been said. The fact that they're just releasing him,
right.
The fact that there's no evidence, is true. Like, we cannot live in a world where a woman says, I was raped, and there's absolutely no evidence, and all of a sudden, like, a man gets charged with rape.
You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Right. I just, I feel like enough has been happening to these 2 gentlemen and they're American too. They have American passports, they got European passports, and they don't want to live here because of the way that the West has, turned against, the type of men that they are. You can be a macho man in the United States, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But it's just, I feel like enough is enough. And I wanted to put that video in support of them. All right. 2019, Kamala, take police out of schools. Yep, she said it. Let's hear
Being
it.
incarcerated for a couple of days is traumatic, much less the weeks, months, and years that we're seeing that happen. And so part of my plan is also a reduction of that. And then also, again, what we need to do about demilitarizing our schools and taking police officers out of schools. We need to deal with the reality and speak the truth about the inequities around school discipline.
Oh.
We're in particular.
Yeah. So, I mean,
inequity on school discipline.
Yeah. What's the thing? She may think differently about this right now, but those are ideals that you should have never even mentioned. How do you? Why would you even take police out of school? Like, what good does that do for society?
Brad, you're the youngest of us here, so you were most recently in school. I mean, not recently, but. Did you have resource officers when you went to school?
Oh, yeah, man. That was, and he was one of the funniest cops I've ever met in my life. He was funny. I saw him later on in that, actually at Wing House one time. I won't even say his name. Just, I saw him one time. And it was funny just seeing him, talking to him and stuff like that. But, you know what I will say about resource officers in school is that they actually keep the kids out of trouble.
Yeah.
Right? Because you know what? There was a lot of times where there was a lot of people at school that were doing things they should have been doing, but because he talked to him and he gave him a warning and gave him, I remember actually, this is kind of funny. I remember I got in trouble. I had to talk to him one time because my friend and I jumped the fence at the football game because we just, I don't even know why we did it, right?
Because
we just kind of wanted to do it because it was fun to do. Yeah. Like we didn't want to pay. We wanted to use our money for other things, right?
Yeah, of course.
Which is funny because we didn't need to do that.
Sounds good.
But we did that, right? And it was so funny because he brought me in the office and he had a video of me and my friend jumping the fence. And I really wish I had this video today. But, and he showed me that video and I told him the truth. I said, yep, I did it. And he said, that's all I wanted from you. He's like, and promise me you'll never do that again. And it was funny because, I didn't lie to him. I told the truth, and he said that his whole thing was to make sure I told the truth. And he said, if you would have lied to me, you would have got expelled. He's like, but because you didn't lie to me and you told me the truth, that's what you need to be doing. And he gave me I think I got I didn't get suspended, but I had to get detention or something.
I think
right?
another big point on that is, we want to, let's talk about the kids that don't have male figures in their lives in terms
father
of
figures,
father figures and stuff like that. People like the police in schools, which sometimes are probably, sometimes it's going to be a woman. In my case, they were always men, but they were always great examples of men, just good people that serviced the kids in school with anything that they needed. And in terms of teachers and stuff like that, just you cannot remove those father roles or just father figures for kids like that. I mean, I had an amazing father. Maybe I didn't need that, but there's a lot of kids that need that support in order to stay in the right track and not, get involved with drugs and stuff like that.
Totally agree with you. I've never met a bad resource officer, and I love that story, Brad. Because a lot of times they put them down the right path, which is the right thing.
Yeah, and that's and that's the thing. My situation wasn't even that big of a deal, but I could tell from that situation that there was a lot of people that probably did worse things. That he would he wouldn't necessarily arrest them, but kind of coach them and stuff like that.
Kind of like an interaction with law enforcement before it's on the street.
Because he knew we were all kids and we were just learning.
And eventually we'll get to the streets.
Yeah, and imagine if there was no cops in schools, but somebody did something, you're going straight to jail. I hate to say that, but you're going straight to jail. Yeah. So that's a good analogy.
Trump's
there.
pronoun is he, him, they, them.
Let's watch this.
Kamala Harris in her Twitter bio, which I never noticed until this morning, states her pronouns as she/her. What are your pronouns?
I don't want pronouns. I don't want pronouns.
So you're fluid? What is that?
Nobody even knows what that means. Ask her to describe exactly what that means.
Well, what is that? Why are people
Nobody
doing
knows.
That? Well, what is that?
Because they're going crazy, all right? We have to bring our country back to sanity. So I say this about the Republican Party. It's a party now based on common sense, okay? We're conservative, I don't know. Conservative, we're everything. But we're based on common sense. We want borders, we want low taxes, we want good education, we want to be able to buy a house, we want the American dream for our children. I want the American dream. I want my children to say, man, this is great. You don't even hear about the American dream.
Yeah.
Pronouns. So, and he's funny the way he says that because I know what a pronoun is, but I don't quite understand all this the whole list of pronouns. Okay, you're a man, you're a woman, you're he, she. That's about as far as I can go with it.
It's speech control.
I don't get it.
It's freedom of speech. They're trying to do speech control.
Yeah. But people are getting arrested over this shit.
Exactly.
Are they really?
That's the problem.
That's crazy.
Yeah, people are losing their jobs. People are getting arrested. There's companies. There's school districts. I just saw yesterday that you have to sign a form. I think it's Minnesota. You have to sign a form that when you work in the school district, if you mispronoun anyone, it is reason for termination.
Yeah. No,
if you miss,
that's crazy, man.
Think about the amount of stupid things that can happen from that. Oh, you I get in trouble. No, my teacher mispronounced my pronoun, so I got pissed off. So it's her fault. You know what I mean?
First of all, can you imagine being a teacher? It's hard enough to learn 30 freaking names.
That opens the door. That opens the door to so many problems. We don't have room in the United States for that nonsense.
No, I like what he says. Common sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that whole thing really helped them a lot in terms of the people that are against that. And I'm very sure the majority of Americans are.
Of course they are.
So yeah, let's vote the right way, guys. Lastly, we got Mark Zuckerberg.
Ooh. The biggest news of the show right here.
Wow.
Big news.
Let's go into this right here. So Mark Zuckerberg admits Biden-Harris admin pressure company to censor Americans.
Really?
So
why didn't you stop?
We kind of knew this, right? Yeah. We knew that Facebook was definitely censoring.
Of course.
In the 2020 elections, it was same as Twitter and everybody else. Just anybody that decided to shut down Trump, was definitely censoring, right?
Well, I'm going to throw this out. If you don't believe it happens, ready? And you're watching right now. You're watching our Instagram live or anything. Here's how you know it happens. Go to my Instagram or my Facebook page right now. Look at my last reels. Any reel that we produced from right here, from the We the People podcast, is getting maybe 10 to 20% of the views, likes, and shares of a reel that I do on the same day, wearing the same outfit, sitting in that car in the same effing parking lot. It's getting 10 times the views, likes, and shares.
Yeah.
So you tell me if I'm not being censored. Because what's the difference? I'm wearing the same damn outfit on the same day, but I'm talking about something different.
Yeah.
I did one on the First Amendment. Actually, Elon Musk retweeted that thing or whatever. He put it out there, which I forgot to tell you guys that.
Nice.
But he put something that said something to the effect of, let's do a test on free speech or something like that. And I said, okay, I'll test it. And I put my video of the free speech. And maybe it wasn't him. It was the person under him or whatever, but sent it out, right? And I still feel like I got censored on the Facebook and the Instagram post on that.
Yeah. I mean, I got censored when I talked about not getting the vaccine.
Oh, that's right.
I got 600,000 views on a TikTok, got taken down for misinformation.
Wow.
Right. So yeah, they're going out, they're saying Zuckerberg did it, but TikTok was doing it too. Yeah. Right. Instagram and Facebook are the same thing, but a lot, I was censored on there and you could see like I got less views after that. Now, some of our videos, like some of the videos we've done politically got a lot of views after that, but I think they're trying to make it seem like they weren't doing it. So then the Republican stuff started getting more views again. But yeah, I mean, I got censored just talking about the vaccine. They said misinformation. All I said was it should be your own choice if you get the vaccine.
Misinformation.
And then Jake went on there and said, yeah, you can't tell me what the effects of the vaccine are going to be long term down the line. Where is the misinformation in that, right? But they censored it. So I got censored myself, man.
I got blocked completely. My Facebook account got canceled, and I lost 5,000 friends, and I don't know how many followers, thousands of followers I already had in that page. And I had to start a page from zero because Facebook just decided to cancel my account, and I could not get it back.
From Cuba, lived in a communist country.
Yeah.
And they took you off Facebook.
I'll tell you what, our TikTok is blowing up right now. I kind of like that.
I
like that too.
Yeah, that's fun.
Hey, do you know if they're going to be held accountable for this at all? Is Zuckerberg going to be held accountable?
Well,
I mean,
so
sounds
that's
like
what I wanted to talk about. So why do you guys think he's coming out with this right now?
Okay, Brad, you want to go first? Why do you think? Let's guess. Why do we think?
Well,
he's doing
I saw a video of him talking about how he was not going to endorse a presidential candidate this time because it didn't work out for him last time or something.
No. He'll just help choose them through censorship.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. But I think that it's coming out because, I mean, first of all, I think Trump's going to win. I don't necessarily think he's going to be on Trump's side, but I think that he's trying to protect himself from something.
Yes.
But I mean, did he not come out and say that though? I mean, did he say he admitted it, or was it that they found out? What was the?
No, he just admitted it. So I've heard the two rumors is one, there's a whistleblower that's about to come out.
Yeah,
okay.
That's one, and that's why he had to get ahead of it and say something. And two, he's scared Trump's going to get elected because Trump did make comment that he may put people in jail for election interference in 2024.
Yeah, I can see that.
So,
I think that he gives me a vibe of
an alien.
Yeah, but he gives me a vibe of the person that he doesn't really care whether the Democrats or Republicans win. He only cares about his company and making money. And I think that he's decided to help one or the other in the past, which is the Democrats, mostly because of either money or power, or something like that.
Yeah. He's just trying to align himself with the administration.
I think right now, after he mentioned Trump and how brave he looked after the shooting, the assassination attempt, I think he's either realizing that he messed up in the past real bad, and he's looked really bad over it, and everything that you guys just mentioned, it makes sense. A whistleblower, let me just get ahead of this because I'm gonna go to court anyways, and I want to already basically state without somebody asking me in court what really happened. And this is big because, I mean,
but what's
clear
going
as
to happen?
water.
That's the question. What the hell is going to happen about this?
I really think that if Trump wins, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be serving in jail. I have
like the laptop story itself is the only one we even have to focus on.
If Trump wins, we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to know. One, all the files from the JFK are going to be released.
Oh, yeah.
They already spoke about that. They said that they're going to release it for the public to really know what happened and understand our government, all of that. We got all the election interference or any issues that happened with the election in 2020 or 2024. It's all going to be exposed for sure. We have the laptop issue with Hunter Biden. That's going to all be released and exposed. The big one for me, it's going to be the Epstein Island thing.
Yeah.
I want to know what happens with that. And I think, we have a better chance under Trump than anything else to find out what really happened there.
You realize you just named the top 4 reasons why they're going to cheat and make sure Trump doesn't win, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's your list.
But, I mean, guys, as Americans, like, I've already talked to so many good Americans, good people that, people that work with me. And they're like, when I talk about Trump, they're like, I I hate the guy. I just can't, whatever. But they're still going to vote for him, actually, because they don't understand this whole Kamala thing. Like, where did she come from? Nobody voted for her. And then all the things that are going on with this country right now, that it's not Trump's fault. I'll tell you that. So I hope he wins, man. That's all I'm hoping for this year.
Can't wait to see the interview tonight.
Yeah.
Prime time.
Get out and vote. Tell your friends to vote.
Register. Kamala Harris got interviewed. Her and Waltz got interviewed today at 1 p.m. and they're playing it tonight at prime time.
By who?
Some CNN reporter, I believe it is.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be a layup, but at least it's gonna be her answering questions. So basically, what I think we're gonna hear is all the bullshit that she's gonna spew about the policies that she's flip flopped on. I think that's what it's going to be.
If the interview starts with, I'm just starstruck by you, just sitting here. If it starts like that, I'm not watching it, bro. Like all the interviews that CNN does, like with Trump, they're interrupting, or any Republican. They're interruptive. They don't let him finish. They try to control the whole narrative. As soon as Kamala or anybody from the left sits down, it's like, oh, I'm starstruck. Oh, thank you so much for being here. Blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on,
She's
guys.
still not answering questions from the press, though.
Nope, that's right.
But
all right, guys.
Stay positive, guys. Make it happen.
All right. Vote right this November with the People Podcast. We are out.